The Biafra War officially ended in 1970, but Nigeria never healed from it. What ended was the fighting. What continued was the system. After the war, the government said, no victor, no vanquished. But that wasn't reconciliation. Igbo bank accounts were wiped. People were given a flat £20, no matter what they had before. Properties were seized. Economic independence was erased by policy. That wasn't a mistake. That was design.
And this is where people get uncomfortable, because they want the story to stop at tragedy, at famine, at how sad. But tragedy doesn't explain why the structure never changed.
What came after the war mattered just as much as what happened during it. Power stayed centralized. Resource control stayed disconnected from production. And corruption became normal, not as a failure, but as a tool. Corruption stabilized the system. It made Nigeria predictable, not for citizens, but for outsiders.
In post-conflict systems, corruption can function as an informal governance layer. While harmful internally, it reduces uncertainty for external actors. This makes it persistent.
And let's be clear about who still benefits. European corporations through extraction and legacy contracts. American interests through energy security and geopolitical alignment. Asian partners through infrastructure, manufacturing, and resource access. None of this requires a healed country. It only requires continuity.
Silence keeps contracts clean.
Exactly. That's why silence became policy. Nigeria never held a full reckoning. There was no proportional restoration, no national truth process. So instead, dissent became dangerous. Fear replaced dialogue.
In unresolved post-conflict states, deterrence often replaces reconciliation. Legal enforcement becomes a method of risk containment.
Which is why modern crackdowns tied to separatist speech aren't random. They're signals that say the question of division is closed, reopening it will be costly, and fear is an acceptable tool of governance. This isn't about one person. It's about maintaining a boundary drawn in 1970.
And here's the paradox. Fear can suppress action, but it deepens conviction.
I'm Igbo, which means this isn't abstract for me. The war didn't just shape politics. It shaped bodies, hunger, displacement, erasure. When those experiences aren't acknowledged, they don't disappear. They get inherited.
From a biological perspective, this is not pathology. It is adaptation to unresolved threat.
The Biafra War didn't end in 1970. It ended on paper. It lived on in silence. And it still governs the present. What happens next depends on whether Nigeria and the world benefiting from its structure finally chooses healing or keeps managing the wound.